Established in 1972, the Mendelson Group was among the area's first audiology private practices. They trust a doctor of audiology and hearing and dispenser work with each patient to help them improve their hearing and improve their life. Here to talk to us about hearing loss is Dr. Gary Mendelson. So I'm going to say welcome.
Good morning.
Dr. Mendelson, how are you?
Terrific.
So let me ask you, because this is something my mom and dad argue about a lot. How often should adults have a hearing test?
Yes. You probably, in today's world, you should take a look at maybe, especially with all the earbuds and everything else, test the kids. Make sure they're able to listen in school and learn. Test the adults, maybe starting at the age of 40 once a year.
Okay.
Those that are in, we see a lot of patients that work in heavy equipment, the military, they're tested every year. So yes, it's something important.
Growing up, my father was always warning me that I listened to my headphones too loud. Is there some truth to that? Is there some science behind that?
I had a rock band in the 60s.
Okay.
This is what's left, okay? Okay.
All right. I'll keep that in mind.
Yes.
Okay, so let me ask you this. If you fear that you are suffering from some hearing loss, what are some of the signs?
You know, all the years that we've been in practice, one of the best signs that we've had is the spouse or the girlfriend or whoever is saying, he can't hear, or they'll say, she can't hear, or they turn the TV up too loud, or they ask friends to repeat, or they'll sit and by themselves and do something, nothing, reading, something where they don't have to communicate with somebody else. Okay. That's all an indication that they're starting to isolate themselves because it's too much of a difficulty in hearing or participating in large groups. Especially large groups. They'll say that going to a bar, going to a party, I hear everybody, but I just don't understand what's being said.
Right.
That's when they need the help.
And is there something too, when the hearing loss begins, that you may hear different pitches, different levels? So you may hear something that's high pitch but not low pitch, or vice versa? Okay,
let me clarify that up. Basically, if you understand music, you got the left-hand side of the piano and the right-hand side.
Right.
Left-hand side is your vowel sounds, background noise, and that's also the middle part of the piano. The right-hand side is your consonants, the S's, the T's, the CH's, all the sounds that make up one word different from another. A lot of times we'll walk in and I'll say to somebody, have a seat, and they'll turn around and look at me and say, okay, I'll go get the sheets.
Oh, okay.
And this problem in itself, if it's not precipitated by noise or infection or something like that, it's a natural progression of age. So our parents, our grandparents, talk to them one-on-one, no problem. Put them in a family situation and you'll see them sit back like this because all they hear is this. Everything is all muffled because they've lost the consonant capability. So,
okay. That's good to know. Yeah, it does. Something else that I want to talk to you about is your unique way of helping people, because you're, I think, the only person that I know that makes house calls nowadays.
Well, I'm sure there's others, but I've done it for a long period of time. We make a lot of house calls because, number one, if the patient can't travel.
Okay.
But also, I want to see how the patient lives. I want to form whatever type of hearing help we're going to give them based on what they need, not what it dictates in a book that we're supposed to do because they have this type of hearing loss. So a lot of times we'll go to a family member's home and all they want to do is sit and be able to listen to the children and be able to hear TV clearly because their shows, Channel 7, Channel 8 are their favorite shows.
Of course.
Okay? But to go in and get something that's going to be too technical, too modern or whatever, that's not going to help them because they'll shy away from it. Go in and find out what they need and work with them as an individual. And that's one of the biggest things that we do.
So hearing loss, obviously, if untreated, means it progresses and then we won't be able to hear. So are there other issues that can be as a result of hearing loss? Yeah,
I was thinking about this. There's basically, and I'll go through this quickly, people can call and ask us about it later. There's basically 4 psychological stages to a hearing loss. The first one everybody goes through and many people go through for years is denial. I don't have a hearing loss, you're just not talking clearly. Okay.
Right.
Over a period of time, that can go to the stage where they say, okay, I got a hearing loss. If you want to talk to me, come and stand in front of my face and get my attention. Well, with spouses, that doesn't last too long.
Right.
Then you get your third stage which is the beginning of isolation, beginning of one of the worst things, because what happens is the spouse will say, come on, let's go out. We're going to go bowling with our friends. And no, I'm going to stay home. I got a book I want to read, or I want to carve out on this piece of wood, or I want to do. They want to isolate themselves because it's too difficult to go out and participate. The fourth stage is the worst. That's total isolation. And you'll see that when you go into nursing homes, or if you see your parents just sit there all day long and go like this. Get their hearing tested.
Okay.
What happens is they start thinking about themselves, they start withdrawing into themselves, and that's when their health goes downhill.
Right.
And many, many times I've walked into a nursing home, there's somebody over there curled up.
Right.
I said, talk to the family. I want to get a hearing test on them immediately. And once they've begin to participate, their medicines get cut down, they become the life of the party, they become a human being again.
And they're back. All right, Dr. Mendelson, I hate to let you go because I feel like we could talk to you forever, but where can we find you and get some more information?
Okay, you can get hold of us at area code 301-299-6714, or at our website, which I'm going to get correct, which is www.alllowercase.iheargreat.com.
All right, Dr. Mendelson, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you very much.
We
Julie.
appreciate it. Thank you, sir. All right, folks, stay with us. We have more Let's Talk Live coming up right after the break.
The proceeding was a sponsored segment.